Isabel Burning was never intended to be a novel. I just started writing one day, having written nothing but poetry until that time. I just sat down and I was going through a period of some kind of very personal, emotional things, and I was dealing a lot with the thought of the concept of feeling like you don't know yourself and you don't know the people that you think you can trust, and you have to come to terms with that and figure out who you are and who these people around you are. It started to develop a little bit more as I was writing, and I realized quickly that I had something else on my hands. I wasn't just dealing with a little short story. So I kind of ran with it, and before I knew it, I had an entire family history worked out, and which is really a very cool thing to have, to sort of create a mythology and to have history of your characters when you may not ever even write about that history. There will be things about the characters that you know that no one else ever will, but it's good to know it because it makes the characters more real. One of my favorite writers in the world is Emile Zola. Wrote in his period, you know, he had this entire family that he wrote about, and he wrote about different members of the family over different periods of time. But you always had this sense of connection to all of it, with every story of his you read, because you know you're reading about people from the same family, whether it's a distant cousin or you know, a great-grandparent. And my hope is to do that with Isabel Burning. My husband Stephen and I have a band called Ego Likeness, and we, at the same time I was writing the initial manuscript, we were recording an album, and we had written some songs. I mean, it's so hard to say which came first. At this point, I don't remember really. I just know that there was music, there was a soundtrack to what I was writing, and it worked its way into the story, and the story worked its way into the song lyrics. So several songs on an album that we have called Water to the Dead are directly related to the story. There's a song called Isabel, which is named after one of the main characters of the book. Above the Soil is another song that we did that was happening as I was writing this book and recording this album, and that actually was, that song actually came from a painting that Stephen had done, and then it became the song, and then the lyrics of the song intermingled with the book itself. So I'm hoping to be able to tell the rest of that story once Isabel Burning is out there into the world, and then I can go back and start from the beginning and explain where it all came from. This is actually an advanced reader copy, but this is pretty much it, so it's very exciting. There'll be a hardcover version that'll have a different image that comes out.